Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. Huawei has fought against US rules for 3 years. In the past 3 years, Huawei has been trying to reduce its dependence on US technology and improve its independent and controllable voice in software and hardware. The more the United States suppresses, the more Huawei will break through. Fortunately, Huawei has achieved good results. In the domestic 5G market, it once again won a large order of 4.1 billion yuan from China Mobile. The country is also gradually reducing its dependence on imported chips. In the first 5 months of this year, the import of chips decreased by 45 billion compared with the same period last year. Is this the end? No, Shenzhen unofficially announced that he would charge patent fees to Japan, which is expected to establish a more stable revenue system through patent fees. Japan can't help feeling, China is the cannon fodder. The US restrictive rules have had a certain negative impact on Huawei. Under these rules, US companies cannot conduct commercial transactions with Huawei, which has partnerships with many US companies around the world, especially in key technologies such as chips and operating systems. Huawei's production and research and development have been limited by the inability to buy American chips and other key components. This made it difficult for Huawei to maintain the competitiveness of its products, and its mobile phone market share fell out of the top 5. But Huawei's business is not limited to mobile phones, and Huawei's strength in the communications field is also very strong. It is a world leader in R&D and standard formulation in the field of 5G, and its products and solutions are widely used in telecom operators, enterprises, and consumer markets. Although Huawei's 5G has been rejected by many countries abroad, in the Chinese market, Huawei is like a fish in water. In China Mobile's 5G equipment bidding, Huawei once again won a large order worth 4.1 billion yuan. The winning share of each bid package exceeded 50%, and its strength is beyond doubt. Although Ericsson, Nokia, and other European giants also won a certain share, the order value is far less than that of Huawei, ZTE, and other Chinese companies. Huawei won a large 5G order in China, which will help spread to the global market and win more business opportunities. At the same time, the country is gradually reducing its dependence on imported chips. Since Huawei chips were sanctioned by the United States, Chinese chips have stepped up their own layout. On the one hand, more mature chips are put into domestic production, and on the other hand, the import of integrated circuits is reduced. According to official data, the number of domestic integrated circuit imports in the first 5 months of this year has decreased by 45 billion compared with the same period last year, and the decline rate has increased by 11.2% compared with the same period last year. China is the world's largest chip consumer country. After reducing chip imports, the United States should not think about it. China is an important destination for US chip exports. Reducing chip imports may lead to a reduction in US chip exports, which will have a negative impact on the export revenue of the US chip industry. Negative effects that could lead to lower sales in the US chip industry. The United States is trying its best to prevent the rise of Chinese chips. It is not enough to formulate restrictions on its own, but also to woo other countries to participate in the restrictions. For example, the United Netherlands and Japan have reached an agreement. Japan has confirmed that it will implement semiconductor export control rules on July 23, and 23 items of semiconductor equipment have been included in the export control list. Japan spares no effort to follow behind the United States, and it may not end well. Should Japan be allowed to act recklessly? In this regard, Rensheng informally announced to collect patent fees from Japan. Huawei is already negotiating with more than 30 Japanese companies on patent fees. In the past, Huawei did not collect patent fees from Japanese manufacturers, because it could make money by selling equipment. After Huawei's equipment sales were restricted, patent fees became an important source of Huawei's steady revenue. Huawei is a major patent holder, accounting for 14% of the 5G standard essential patent family, with more than 6,500 patents, ranking first in the world. These patents are unavoidable for Japan. As long as it enters the communications industry, Huawei's patents are everywhere. Huawei has always been committed to promoting the innovation and development of communication technologies. Huawei has invested a lot of money and human resources in research and development, and has a strong research and development team. Huawei's patented technologies have been widely recognized and applied around the world, and have been widely adopted by other companies. Huawei is also actively involved in standard formulation. Huawei plays an active role in international standards organizations and has made important contributions to the standard formulation and technological development of the communications industry. As a standard contributor, Huawei also has the right to collect patent fees related to the standard. This also provides a reasonable basis for Huawei to charge patent fees. Therefore, Huawei is full of confidence in charging patent fees from Japan. If Japanese manufacturers refuse to pay patent fees, as long as Huawei stops patent licensing or sues for patents, the other party may collapse. Japan can't help feeling, China is the cannon fodder. Japan has joined the restrictive camp of the United States, but it cannot escape the fate of being charged patent fees. Moreover, after the chip restriction rules are implemented, Japan's semiconductor industry will suffer a lot, but the United States will not have to bear any consequences. In contrast, Huawei and the Chinese market have found a way to solve the problem. Huawei has won 4.1 billion 5G orders, China has reduced the import of 45 billion chips, and Japan is doomed to become cannon fodder. If you agree with the point of view of this video, please like it, welcome to Forward, leave a message and share.